All right, I got a personal story for you guys because the business coaches recommend being vulnerable and being honest with your perspective. If you're not honest with your perspective with people, how can they understand where you're coming from? So there's it's the holidays, and I was recently with a couple cousins, female cousins who are great, and she's off on this cruise line, right? And she's working a cruise line, and there's a lot of people around, but she doesn't feel like she's got stability with guys, and and it's understandable. I mean, they were joking. The family was joking about Tinder and how she doesn't really feel it because you know it's the consistency with the guys that she's chasing, and I mean she's got a great life, and she's very happy, which is cool to see, but she need but she doesn't need a guy. No lady needs a guy, but there's a parade of single moms you can't ignore. Um, so I guess we can't ignore our duty to women. Um, it's really cheesy, but there are a lot of quality women available. Don't you could just you can't go through a day without interacting with quality women. Um, but just focus on like how you can what criteria you got. I know they're in the peripherals. I know they're in the peripherals. You got tunnel vision on what you're doing, but a 30-second conversation with them reminds you of their value, and you have to. I guess you can't have ADD with women. Well, you can. You can. It's a lot of fun. Sure, sure. You can have a good time. You can have enjoyable conversations. But at a point, you gotta decide which lady you're gonna stand by. you have to. You don't have to find a lady to stand by, but they are there, and they have a lot to offer. They have a lot of value. So they can be someone to bounce ideas off of. You don't have to put any weight on them, but they're there. You know, they're they gosh, they're everywhere, and you just gotta hear them out. Train yourself to acknowledge them. Train train yourself to understand their values so that you don't only live in these natural fraternities, so that you don't only live with the good old boys. Because if you're straight, you don't want to necessarily be with the guys all the time. um, your hobbies and your interests can be wonderful, but there's still value in like an hour long conversation with the same lady. um, okay, so done with the soapbox and something to consider. Don't don't allow yourselves to not acknowledge women. Okay, peace.